So mental fortitude or mental fortitude and emotional fortitude, they go hand in hand. Mental fortitude is something that is very necessary for us to be successful, for us to feel successful. Okay. We want to, we want to recognize when a challenge comes or an obstacle. I cannot talk. When a challenge or an obstacle is coming our way, when we're facing one, we really want to acknowledge the pressure that's building as we are stepping into it, as we become aware, as people start to share whatever the struggle or obstacle is about to be. We want to acknowledge the pressure that's building within us. Pressure meaning heaviness, fear, anxiety, stress. We want to acknowledge this. First thing we do is acknowledge that there's pressure. Because what happens if we don't acknowledge pressure? What if we try to ignore it? We crack, right? We crack, we break, we give up. And we don't want to quit. We don't want to quit. So what are some of the things that you can do when you're facing something that is very heavy, very emotional, maybe even traumatic? We want to take a step back and acknowledge that through our doing so, we begin to exercise, we begin to practice maybe patience so that we can bring in creativity, creative solutions. We want to be able to explore what's really going on before us so that we can start putting things in place, executing a plan, executing a strategy, something that we can say, I've got me, I'm supporting me in this. This is a crazy obstacle, or this is a crazy challenge. This is something that is becoming really uncertain for me, causing me stress or anxiety, because I'm confused or I don't understand, or this is all at once, right? For those of you who may have found yourself like all of the sudden coming into this awareness from March when this whole pandemic thing started kind of unfolding. There are many that have found themselves right now facing this uncertainty because for so long, it was new. It was like, wow, what's going on? Wow, we don't know how long this is going to last. Wow, we don't know when these numbers are going to go down. Wow, we don't know we were so busy up here, kept busy up here, putting things together, figuring some things out for ourselves, for our families, for our business, for our children, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That now, right in this space where we're at right now in July, August is when people are going, all right, what's going to happen here? What are we seeing? What's truth? What's not truth? What resonates? What doesn't resonate? What am I doing? How do I do this? So now is really when this uncertainty is kind of starting to surface. Because for a while, people have been kept busy with their thinking and their strategizing of sorts to get them to this point. So we want to build this fortitude, is what they want to keep saying, this word fortitude. It almost reminds me of a fort. We're building a fort. We're laying a foundation around us that helps us stay in charge of the energy that we have, so that we're not giving energy away unnecessarily, so that we're not, giving into fear or anxiety, but rather standing in our personal power. Now, let me stop for a minute and remind you guys of what personal power is. Personal power is our choice. It's our ability to choose. Personal power is our confidence, our connection to our inner being. Personal power is this faith in oneself and in all that one is unfolding, okay? So it's the faith I have in my business. My personal power is my ability to believe in me, to believe in what I'm creating, to believe that the universe is supporting all that I'm creating, to believe that I have a deep connection with Source that is working, running, flowing through me at all times. Personal power is my ability to stand strong in the face of adversity or uncertainty or any type of challenge. My personal power is knowing that I'm going to pull me through it. That while there will be some that will help me because Source works through other people, at the end of the day, personal power is me knowing I got me. I've got me. I've got this. I've got this. I'll create what I need. I will find what I need. I'll step into what I need. I will be able to manifest what it is that I desire. There's no doubt about it. I got me. When you give personal power away, you allow the ego or outside circumstances to chip away at that confidence, to chip away at that foundation that you've built of certainty. And we give power thinking that that fear is real, giving away power to the ego that says it's not for you, you can't do it, giving that energy there and going, oh, maybe I can't, or oh my gosh, I'm so fearful, this is gonna end me, or end this, or take this away, or whatever the case may be. We give our power away, we second guess ourselves. So what are some of the things that we can do when it comes to like the mental fortitude? When it comes to, because remember, let's take it from the beginning again. You've got your energetic bubble by which you sit in. And we want to make sure that that energetic bubble is clear of things that aren't anything that's not yours. You want to make sure you're cleaning it out and clearing it out, because you don't want people, places, or things in your energy that's not yours. You want to be handling with a full deck, so to speak. You want to be working with all crayons in the box, right? We don't want anything scattered. We want to have that clear energy that allows us to really feel that personal power. Sometimes we engage with people, and we love our friends, we love our people, we love our family, we love our mamas, we love our daddies, we love our children, we love our spouses, right? We all do. And sometimes they go through some struggles that they have to go through to grow. But that doesn't mean that we don't go, I'm really nervous about this one. Ooh. If I'm thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about it, on them, on what I can do to help them, they're in my energy. And them in my energy prevents me from really, truly feeling mine and my power. I feel it more when everyone's outside and I'm in my own zone, my own little bubble, okay? Mental thoughts, the thinking thoughts, start happening when energy starts coming in. The mind is separate from the brain. The brain is an organ that keeps the body going. Mind is connected to consciousness, to source, to spirit, to ego. Mind is separate from the brain. So when the mind starts getting whiffs of and starts really translating, it very quickly can result in an energy, in motion, emotion, that then becomes either checked or unchecked, energy that you start vibrating and putting out. Now your energetic system's in play. You've got energy going. After that's happened, mental stuff, you got emotional stuff, you got your energetic stuff. You're going to start in your body feeling physical sensation of anxiety. We all know what that feels like. Some of us feel it in our chest, some of us feel it in our bellies. But we're going to start feeling the body start coming into to line with how we're feeling. Going, oh, this is not true alignment, but we're working here and this doesn't feel good. We need to check ourselves. Okay? So when this is all happening, we have to stay aware of what it is that we ultimately want. When something is happening, it's challenging us. When something is going on and we're aware of it, bills are due and there's a lack of funds, turmoil is happening in relationships, we really want to get clear about what is going on. And it's not a judgment of I'm losing it, I'm sinking ship, I'm going to be broken up with, I'm going to be divorced, someone's going to leave me, nobody loves me. It's not a judgment thing. More so, I'm in a situation right now with money. Simple as that. I have an awareness that we've got a thing going on with money. Okay? You want to begin to put some things in place. What are you going to do with this awareness that we have a thing with money? What are we going to do? Are we going to sit on it? Are we just going to ignore it? Are we going to stuff it so we feel even worse? Or are we going to begin to assist ourselves in moving energy? Because when we move energy, we're essentially moving the energy out. When we move the energy out, energy from source can come through. So we want to start journaling, meditating. We want to do affirmations. Affirmations can sometimes help us feel where we really are with regards to our situation. If we're, in need of maybe shifting our thinking around it, and that feels better, whether it is us really needing to do some healing and energetic healing and purging and healing work around it to help us feel better, whatever it is. Excuse me, we want to have some sort of, Jackie procedure in place. Sound the alarm, Jackie needs a minute, kind of a thing. We want to start evaluating not only how we feel, but how we're showing up. Self-evaluation, self-reflecting on where we may have been slipping when it came to finances or slipping when it came to a relationship, right? We really want to do self-reflecting. This is, again, not for judgment. This is for us to be able to get a clearer picture of really what the situation is at hand. You would be surprised at how many egos create this huge thing when it's really not a big deal, when it's really not as bad as we are thinking it is. This takes self-control. This self-control of going, I am not going to freak out about this. Instead, I'm going to have the fortitude to really look at my situation, to really ask myself and be honest with myself about how I feel. Okay? Now, remember what I said about the brain and the mind being separate? We were talking about this in Tranquility yesterday because the lesson for A Course in Miracles for this week is I am determined to see. And it's not the seeing that comes with the physical eyes, it's the seeing that we have with regards to God's version of our life, the vision God has for us in our life. Really being able to connect with spirit to gain the insight, wisdom, and clarity we need, and not our ego. You see, we're physical, right? Everybody shake your head. The ego is a physical contrast to spirit, which is in still spirit form, which is what we are when we're not in a body. Not in a body, I'm spirit in true spirit form. In a body, I'm having a physical experience. And this physical experience causes me to have to handle Felicia. Felicia is the ego, not Felicia. Now, I also have to handle 5 senses. My five physical senses are that physical senses of a physical experience. Source doesn't taste, source doesn't feel, source doesn't smell, okay? It's not like that in spirit form. It's just a vibration. It's an energy at which we're at, okay? We have to differentiate. We get to differentiate. And when we start to ask questions, when we start to analyze without judgment, we're just kind of watching. Does this make sense? You're the, what did Wayne Dyer used to say? You're the observer of your mind. You're watching, you're thinking on what your mind is putting in play. Am I connected to spirit? Am I connected to ego? I like to see the mind as off to the side. It's kind of like a little L. I can either go straight up through the mind and connect with source, or I could go sideways. You get it? Sideways. And connect with my ego. Because that's where fear is. That's where shadows are. That's where the things that I don't understand for my future are, because ego can't go beyond right now. Okay? The other thing when we're trying to develop this fortitude within ourselves emotionally and mentally is optimism. I am fiercely optimistic. Fiercely optimistic. And even when it looks a little bit hairy, we're still optimistic. That it might just look that way right now, but the source of all things, the universe, can pivot in a second. Suddenly, it's shaved and smoother than a baby's butt. All better. I have that much faith, not only in myself, but also in the universe and the support that the universe gives me, in an ability to completely shift a situation in a second, in a nanosecond. It is all based on where I am going to stay focused. Am I going to stay crazy optimistic? Or am I going to go, Felicia, what did you say again? Tell me one more time, because I'm starting to believe you. Does that make sense? The art of examining one's own thoughts and emotions surrounding a decision in order to consider those thoughts as part of a decision-making process. That's emotional fortitude. Being able to go, okay, this is how I'm feeling. It's not aligned with me. How do I know it's not aligned with me? Because it feels like crap. If it feels like crap, it's not for me. Now, if it feels like, oh, yes, go, 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 jump, 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 woohoo, give me a V, give me an I, give me a C, right? That's when we know we want to go. I cannot stress it enough. I've gotten over the fact that sometimes I come on and I say things a million bajillion times every single Thursday. I don't care. Because if it's one thing I want to drill home, something that I want people quoting me on, it's the fact that you get to choose. You get to choose, you get to choose, you get to choose, you get to choose. And it is by your choice that you manifest. What you're choosing, you're saying yes to. What you're feeling and refusing to shift or change, you're saying yes to. Is it exhausting sometimes? Sure. Sure. So what happens when we get tired of it? Are you optimistic all the time? I try real hard. I'll tell you something. Am I optimistic all the time? I would give myself an 85%. I'm human and I battle impatience all the time. I am impatient. I am an impatient person. I see it. I want it. I got it. I'm like Ariana Grande. I see it. I want it. I got it. It's just me. That's just what I want. That's it. But I do honestly believe that Source has a greater plan. And though I want it right now, and I think it's ready for me right now, and I think it's the best thing ever right now, at the end of the day, the source that is actually flowing through me to have the experience, that is Jackie Hopper, knows that something greater is there. So we're just going to hold her off because I'm going for something bigger. I just am not seeing it through my impatience. So is it exhausting? Sure, it's exhausting sometimes. What does the exhaustion mean? It's kind of like Chopped. You get to the one, time's up, hands up, you're done. You drop it. Everything's either on the plate or you're missing a couple things and you're going to get chopped. It's not really like that in the universal perspective, but we watch it too much around here. My twins really like that show. So I'm done. I'm tired. I know I'm forcing it if I'm tired, because if I'm tired, that means I'm depleted. And if I'm depleted, that means I'm not full of energy. What energy am I not full of? My energy. What? I gotta go. I gotta go do some self-care. I gotta go build up my energy again. So that then from that space of I've built my energy, I'm feeling amazing. There we are. There you are. There you are. Now I can be more positive and more optimistic. I'm energized. I'm in spirit. I'm inspired.